So looking at all of the guys over the period of time that we've had them, some of them will fare a little bit better on the ride than others. I think a couple of the guys who have done particularly well are probably going to be quite competitive on the first few days, probably trying to get there first kind of thing. And some people will struggle a bit more, as I said, because it's one of those processes where input is going to equal what we get out of it. So it's not going to be easy, but I know that all the guys at the team, on the team will fulfill it. I know they're all going to do it, and that's just a matter of time just to see that happen. And then hopefully afterwards we'll see them back in the spin studio doing some classes and that after catching the bug for a bit more cycling. Hopefully it won't put them off, that's for sure.
Today is also fairly special because quite apart from supporting charities and trying to encourage our own people to have a healthy lifestyle and good work balance, is we also take quite seriously development of the engineers for the future. We have a very strong belief that our future is really in developing the young people of today.
Looking forward to start. Well, today the weather it's like quite warm, so you don't get cold if you're cycling. You can see some blue sky and some clouds as well, but no rain, quite some strong wind.
No, it's supposed to be smaller, but
Should be away from
very scary.
Does he know where he's going?
Scared, not fit, not ready.
It was a bit touch and go whether we were going to actually start the challenge or not, because we had high winds. We were gusting 30-40 mile an hour winds. There was a suggestion that it might be a tailwind, so we had a closer look at it. We elected to do just a 3-mile trial cycling down the road, and then stopped after the 3 miles and took a decision. But the team were reasonably comfortable, and we decided to press on. So despite the high winds and the rain forecast to come, we pressed on with that first day. Beautiful surroundings, beautiful nature around as we were going down the roads. Lots of ups and downs, bit of a roller coaster ride. In Cornwall, the roads tend to go up and down over the roads. Going back to the end of the first night, we had a great dinner at the Westbury Hotel. We still managed to get a great dinner. More about getting the team around the table in the evenings and really talking about, what had happened during the day. So a great sense of team ethos starting to grow. 6 miles to Crediton. Yep. We've got a 7 o'clock breakfast.
No, that is.
No.
It wasn't too hard, but I was struggling with the hills too.
Cycling on the left side of the road.
Hi guys, so it's the morning of the second day. I've just joined the guys last night, come down from London. Just getting ready for today. The weather looks to be okay actually, no wind at the moment. We've just started to get a bit of rain, so hopefully that can lay off. But yeah, nice and bright, nice and clear. Just can't wait to tackle this crazy day of hills today. So keep your eyes peeled, this is going to be interesting.
So he came and joined us for a couple of days, and great inspiration actually. He was up there at the front, trying to sprint up the hills with us, and just a very social guy, and gave us a great inspiration to crack on and continue with the challenge.
'Too many hills.
It's more difficult than yesterday, but it's okay. We can manage it.
Porridge for the morning. Sweet. So day 3, second day for me. So obviously I'll be leaving the guys this afternoon. Yesterday was really good, lots of hills, good laugh, lots of little stops that we could have and have a bit of a laugh with the guys. So really looks like a good bit of team building, if I'm honest, out there. So everyone's getting on really well, which is what you want to see, and they've included me really well, which is really nice, and I've had some fun. And then these guys have to carry on for another week and a half or more, so total admiration for the guys. They are an inspiration, and I'm really pleased to have been a little bit of a part of it. So keep looking for them and put some money in there. Go to the Just Giving page. And
at the end of that day is when Marco, our support driver, left us. and Neil as well, actually. So we pressed on, and it was later in the day while we stopped on a B road, actually just short of Bridgewater, that a guy came out of his house and said, "Can I help you?" And this was, we discovered later, this was a guy who was suffering from Parkinson's condition, a guy called Andy. Anyway, long story short, he gave us refreshments and biscuits on the roadside, and in return we signed a t-shirt, and we made him a very happy gentleman, and he's since made a donation to our cause, as well as continuing to contribute to Parkinson's as well. So great, just meeting somebody on the roadside, and the t-shirts obviously attracted his attention, and he came over and spoke to us. So again, an inspiration to us, and gave us that push to continue on and complete the challenge.
Day 4, only day 4.
Today we got a nice easy trek this morning for about 40 miles, and then the last 28 miles are going to be difficult. We start the climb actually, so and just as the bad weather is forecast to come in, that's when we start all the hill climbing late today. But we should enjoy this morning. The first 40 miles are flat and quite nice, just heading up to the Monmouth Bridge. When we get to the Monmouth Bridge, good scenery, but after that I say it's going to be hard work.
Vanessa has just lost her bag. And she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that she lost it. We lost the bag.
Yeah, we lost the bag.
No, what's an emergency? We lost the bag.
So we're just having a 2-minute quick stop to go to the loos, and then hopefully we'll meet the support van at Monmouth Bridge, the old Severn Bridge. Get a bite to eat, and then we've really got about 18 miles to the end destination at Monmouth. It's actually going to be a hard 18 miles actually. With the 40 miles we've just done have been 50 miles we've just done have been very easy. It's been fairly flat. But the next 18 miles are going to be hell. They're going to be quite difficult actually. So we'll take some fuel on board in terms of food, and then we'll get going. We'll do the last 18. The fifth day, it was raining again, funny old thing, and we started to cross over into Monmouth now, so we crossed over into Wales. People were starting to look tired, people are starting to get ratty with one another at this stage. You kind of go through that stage before the team then start pulling together. So yeah, day 4, day 5, a lot of grouchiness within the team. Rower, Zan phoned to make sure we're okay.
You alright?
Yeah, it's nice to get a warm shower actually. Very good. At least it's warm.
What, the rain?
Yeah.
Get a warm shower? The rain?
Yeah, they would.
The roads were good. The weather was not good all the time, but skin is waterproof. That's proved now.
That was 70 miles, cracking. That was a good day.
I was mourning the whole day, crying half of the way. And I'm happy now.
But I have to say, by day 6, people are starting to get more closer together and more sociable. We had a very heavy breakfast, I do know, on the morning of the 6th day. The last 10 miles we're going to be in rush hour traffic at Warrington, because you've got the M62, the M6 coming together near Birkenhead. There's no other way across the river. We've got to go across one of the bridges. Where you get the bridges, where you get the traffic. Some people were doing better, some doing worse. From that we'll be in the city traffic around about 4 or 5 o'clock, which will be a bit of a nightmare. Particularly for the Swiss guys, because they're not used to heavy traffic. By London standard, it's not bad, of course. Before we started, we always said day 4 would probably be the most difficult day, but in hindsight, actually day 6 proved to be the most difficult for most people. Probably because with the hills of Cornwall had actually taken the toll out of people, and made them very tired.
Actually finish this thing. I'm never going to do it again. Never.
Heavy rain again on day 7, and we were leaving Wales now.
Rain. It's not too hot.
And heading up really to Kendal. Day 7 was Friday, so it was kind of the end of the week, and also what was important about Friday for us is that we were going to achieve our halfway mark. So Day 7 was us cycling into Kendal, a particularly difficult route actually, because as you're getting tired towards the end of the day, and it was a 77 miler, there was lots of ups and downs as we approached Kendal. And mist actually, so the navigation was quite difficult. You couldn't enjoy the scenery at this particular time because it was just mist everywhere. But what kept us going was the fact we were meeting up with our colleague who suffers from Parkinson's that evening. He was going to come across on his own birthday and to celebrate our achievement of the halfway milestone. I think for us, quite an achievement, because when we go back to Day 1, I think there was a feeling amongst many people in the team that by the time we got to the halfway mark, we weren't going to have 6 members anymore. We kind of thought 1 or 2 maybe dropping out through fatigue, through lack of fitness.
We're wet. We've just been wet all day, but quite warm.
You know, we got to the halfway mark with the full team of 6. So tremendous. I think even our colleague with Parkinson's was impressed and surprised that we still had 6 members of the team. Done quite a difficult part of the route by that stage. But that evening we sat down for a celebration meal for the halfway mark, celebrated our colleague's birthday, which was prepared by his family, and a great team feeling actually as we got into the youth hostel. We sat around the table. It was a home cooked meal and just brought people that very much closer together. The meal was good, the company was great, and a great team spirit came out of that.
How quick?
Zan, you can actually see the rust on your chain from just...
It's dead. Oh God.
One nice mountain ahead, and then all the way down. Let it flow.
How come your sister is so much nicer than you? The whole body is in pain, as if I had flu, but I don't have fever. So I think it's because of isotonics now that I didn't drink them a lot.
We had a 12-mile hill climb from Kendal up to Shap, which was, I think before we tackled it, we kind of thought a few members might be walking. But again, fitness levels had improved, and I think the focus on trying to, get to the end point had improved. So consequently, the 12-mile hill climb actually wasn't that bad at all. People were just focused, and it passed by quite easily. And we went up as a team instead of, with the normal 2-mile spread that we've been seeing previously between the pack.
It was just beautiful, like the sun shining, little clouds.
So everybody was tight together, we stayed close, and we achieved that 12-mile ascent with ease, actually, no problem at all. That took us into Carlisle that evening.
Is that sexy?
But again, we just enjoyed an evening cycle through the city because our accommodation was at the far side.
Roomies.
I've got the right room. I've got the wrong room, I think. We're 20, don't we?
That happens.
Can you imagine? You want to come in?
I'm going, so what are you doing in my room? This is the right room. Good night. See you tomorrow.
Adios.
Kind of inspired by a 10-mile cycle ride ahead of us in the rain, but what we knew is at the end of that 10 miles we were going to be across the Scottish border into Gretna, the first village, if you like, across the Scottish border. So we stopped for a short while. We talked about trying to get a couple of members of the team into the registry office for a marriage, but they all backed out at the last minute. We had a sprint team, a kind of slow team, so the sprint team enjoyed themselves. It was a chance to see whether they had the stamina to keep a high pace during the day, which they did, and then the slow team actually got all kinds of problems. Actually, they got a puncture and they were delayed even further, but all were happy by the end of the day, and we enjoyed a communal steam sauna and jacuzzi, and probably one of our posher overnight stays. We had a very good team meal.
Yeah, the forecast was good. Now we have the bloody rain back.
It's day 10. It's still raining.
I'm like a hamster. Every pocket's full of food. Cacao fantasy.
We left Lanark. We had a very steep hill climb out of Lanark, but it was a very short one compared to the 12-mile one we'd done previously. Went across some lovely countryside into Bankford, a very sweet village.
At least one. All the others are too tired. A long tough day. A lot of changes between rain and sun. Always get dressed quickly so you don't get too wet. But we are arrived. That's the goal for today.
And again, helped develop that team spirit by having a great evening meal together.
Yeah, because it was too late, to go back. And this day was heavy. With me, was it again?
The following day we were up early. We managed to convince the team we got a long cycle ride ahead, so we left early.
This is 11th day.
So Deirdre's going to drive the van back down with Ray. So and again, great views as we cycled out of Bankford onto Pitlochry. Great scenery, morale and the team was very high. So we took a bit of time out when we got to Pitlochry and went up to the salmon ladder. So we viewed that, we got some great photographs up on top of the dam. Just involved really a 2-hour break where the team were able to rest, do something different and get some good photos. Zan saying, take a photograph of me for the family, which is really a first for Zan to be keen to have a photograph taken actually. But it just shows really that people are starting to relax more, people are starting to become closer. And taking a degree of trust in one another to do these things and share these times together.
Don't treat me like Pinocchio, a wooden doll who has no soul. I have a heart and feelings too, though often hidden away from view. Don't treat me like Pinocchio, whose legs are stiff and do not bend. They weigh a ton and hamper me from being who I want to be. Don't treat me like Pinocchio, who cannot speak or say hello. My voice has got much quieter now. I want to shout, but don't know how.
Day 12, 42 miles to go. And it's going to be relatively easy and nice.
Weather's nice. Let's see in 2 hours. Yesterday it was nice too until it started to rain. We are going from Kingassy to Inverness, I think. Yeah, Patrick says yes.
As we cycle up to Helmsdale, so great views. We're going along the northeast coast now of the Highlands. We've got cliff edges, we've got panoramic vistas, we've got a great view of the North Sea, and we passed through Orness. Orness is quite again, it's not the kind of place you visit, but it's a bit of a place where you see all the oil rigs. So the oil rigs are brought in, they do maintenance and repair work on that. So these are the small towns really in northeast Scotland and the Highlands. Why did you run on the 23rd?
Why is it just me? You're young.
It was you. It's actually dry. The forecast has changed again at the moment. They're saying tomorrow. And then we get up to the great scenery of the northeast of the Highlands. Typically in the Highlands, very strong winds, and although the forecast talks about light winds, what we experienced today is very high crosswinds actually. So as you're going around a corner, sure enough, you get that 20 km/h blast side onto your bike, and it just blows you out into the middle of the road. So interesting conditions, a bit treacherous at times as we had trucks passing us by, but pleased to report the team got through that no problem at all, and we enjoyed an evening at Helmsdale tonight.
She didn't do any training, and she managed such a distance.
Fantastic.
We bloody hell do training every day on the gym and going cycling. We still struggling to beat her.
Yes, I'm
Can you
very
see?
proud of Roma.
Day 14, the last day of our journey. Today we arrive in John O'Groats.
Yeah, this is the last day. 50 miles to go.
Bye guys!
28 facelift.
Patrick, that's Patrick.
I would thank to my roomie. He was always a good friend in hard times, and he let me sleep very good. So, cheers, roomie.
Yeah, it was good. It's a start. No, thanks, Jim. It's an inspiration. Anyway, meeting you halfway, so thanks.
Well done, congratulations. You achieved something that is really challenging, and congratulations to everybody.
I'm sad. It's all over.